Yesterday, I posted a video and I said I'm going to explain what is the rat race. So, the rat race it's a metaphor used to describe exhausting, competitive, or pointless pursuit of success, wealth, or social status. People in the rat race are seen as being trapped, working for long hours for promotion, often without personal fulfillment or satisfaction. The term the rat race is always associated with the modern society where individuals work competing with others for personal games. But am I saying competition is bad? No, I'm not saying competition is bad. But first, you have to understand what you really want with your life. And I will go ahead to give you 5 reasons or 5 ways you can escape the rat race if you really don't want to label or you don't want to work under somebody for the rest of your life without having a personal enjoyment or a fulfillment or having a kind of like a life that you dream of or having enough to lay foundation for your kids. I think escaping the rat race is really, really important. So I'll be giving you 5 ways you could escape the rat race. If you practice those things very well or you take it cautiously, you might be able to start seeing changes in your life. Because you see, walking only is not a good reason why you should be waking up every day, taking your cold shower to go out every day. So I think there should be a reason why you should be working. And if the reason is only to put food on your table and put clothes on your body, I think it's not worth it. So you really need to have a good reason why you are waking up by 5 every day, queuing, staying in hold up, moving in the rain, day and night in the hot sun, just to walk. It shouldn't be just walking. You should be walking for a reason. So if you really want to walk, but not walk under somebody or just be a modern slave, I think escaping the rat race is very important because only then you'll be able to have a fun life, you'll be able to have peace of mind, you'll be able to retire, and whenever you look back to your younger self, at least you'll be able to understand that yeah, you have did your best and you have lived the life you want. Because I see a lot of old people, some 80 years old, that regretted that they, if had it been they knew, they wouldn't have seen money as everything. But yeah, as a young person, money has to be something because you need to eat, you need to pay your rent, you need to pay your bills, you need to subscribe and stuff like that. Although when we age, when we become older, when we grow older, we start prioritizing most of the things we prioritize today. Because an 80-year-old woman we really don't care if it's a Benz you bring or if it's just an ordinary Toyota. So I'll be giving you 5 ways you can escape the rat race. Number one, define what really matters to you. There is a saying that if you don't have a purpose, somebody will employ you and give you one. And if you don't have a goal, somebody will employ you and give you one. And in the 2 books which I reviewed so far, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and Think and Grow Rich, all those books emphasizes on having a goal, having a plan, and only with a plan, because nothing has been done without a plan. Before a bridge is built, there's always a plan that is being followed to build that bridge. Before a road can be constructed, before a house can be built, there's always a plan. So you cannot build success without a plan. And to people that got successful, that maybe they received money randomly without having a plan in mind, most of those people always go broke in a short time. You can see a lot of people who won betting. There are some people who, you can check the history of a lot of people that won betting 40 million, 30 million, but you cannot hear about them because it was just luck and there was just no plan at hand for them to execute, to use that money for. And because of no plan, they have to lavish the money. So you need to have a plan. The first thing, you need to have a plan. Number two, invest in yourself. Rich Dad in one of Robert Kiyosaki's book, I think is Rich Dad Guides to Investment or Cash Flow Quadrant, something like that. He talks about the best investment you can ever make is to invest in yourself. And a lot of people do reach out to me. I have 100,000 naira. What investment can I do? And my answer is always invest in yourself. That is the best investment you can do. Without investing in yourself, you can't invest in anything. So number two, you should invest in yourself. And investing in yourself is basically trying to acquire more skills, trying to be familiar with things you don't know. Because as a business person, yeah, as a small person who is just starting into business, you need to understand things like tax, you need to understand things like accounting, you need to understand things like marketing. So but when you now grow into a bigger company or into a bigger name, you can hire a lawyer, you can hire a tax advisor, you can have somebody who does finances for you. You will no longer be doing all those things. But as a young person who is just passionate about becoming independent and becoming successful, sometimes you need to study a lot of things. So investing in yourself, studying more skills will actually help you to escape the rat race, which is the number two. And I'll be sharing number three. Number three, develop a long-term financial plan. Stop thinking about your life in the next 2 years. Think about how your next 15 years should look like, how your next 20 years should look like. It's much easier for you to fulfill your 20 years plan than to fulfill your 2 years plan, because 2 years you just have to count in months, you just have to count 24 months ahead. But 20 years, you have 19 years to count before you get it. So it's actually easy to plan on a long term than planning on a short term. You can have a shorter plans, which maybe short plans maybe getting 2 plots of land in the next 2 years, but having a long term plan is maybe having 30 plots of land. Is just going to be much easier, because if you are buying two plots each and every year, in the next 15 years you should be having maybe like 30 plots. But you can't try to do that in the next 2 years. So having a long-term plan is really going to help you. Number four, reduce your expenses. Some expenses are really not important. You don't have to live life to impress the society. If you feel comfortable eating a plate of food of 1,000 naira, you can go to a nearby mama put and eat your food and get satisfied. You don't really need to go to a five-star restaurant where you have to pay for 25,000 naira to eat a plate of food. So you just need to like stay low, just focus on investing first, stay low, don't impress the society, don't allow the society to push you, because if you go broke, nobody cares, nobody will really care. So reducing your expenses and just staying low key is my number four. If you really want to escape the rat race, if you don't want to be a slave working under somebody, not having to do with annoying bosses or supervisors that keep on threatening you, they will going to fire you, they will sack you. You really need to take those things seriously. Number five, build multiple streams of income. You need to have one or two things that are printing you money. Even when you are sleeping, you will still be making money. So understanding the difference between being a business person and a self-employed there are really two different things. So understanding what their differences are, and if you never knew, I'm telling you now, there's a difference between being self-employed and being a businessman. So understand those things. So you need to have multiple streams of income, because I know now you might be thinking, oh, but I'm a hairdresser, I only have my shop which I'm running. If I leave my shop to go and do another business, I might likely not be making money in my hairdressing shop, so I need to be here. So, but they understand you are just a self-employed person. If you're a hairdresser, you are just self-employed. So until you turn your hairdressing into a business that, even though if you are not there, you'll still be making money from there, you can now add more source of income. So when you are getting multiple source of income, there are sometimes the economy can get bad that one of your business might be affected, but the other business might still be printing you money. Because if you can take like 2020, when the COVID-19, when the lockdown comes in, there were some business that were affected, but there were still some business that even profit during that time. So understanding that having multiple streams of income, it will help you, because when the economy gets bad, one of your business is affected, another one might not be affected, and that can be a plus for you to have financial freedom and not to be a slave in this modern world. So I think that is what I have for you guys today. Subscribe on all my channels, and if you have a question, you have any topic you want me to cover in my videos, just drop it in the comment section below. Thank you.